All right, all right. Now we are cooking with some grease. Welcome to History in the Making. I am filled with enough power, and this is Empowerment Training 101. And I have power meant for all of them. Oh, yeah, baby. How's it going, everyone? I know it might just be me here, and that doesn't matter. What matters is why. And all we have is time. And I've got plenty of time for all of you. And those of you that know me will know I give you all of my time that I have. And if all we are is time, you know all we are is love. And all I am is love. And I am all that I can be. And I'll give you all that I can be all the time. And for some of you, you know me in different ways. You know me in a lot of different ways. And when you see me here doing this, you definitely don't know me this way. And that's all right. I hope you can accept me in all my different ways. It's important we accept each other in all our different ways. Because we're living in some dark, dark days. And I don't know if everybody knows that. I'm sure you all do. I'm sure everybody feels that. But anyway, the whole reason I'm here is I want to do a new thing every Friday. And I might have some people that join me. And if not, it's okay. I'm going to do it anyway. I choose this time because, I had somebody tell me once they didn't mind if they died every Friday night. And that struck me. So it made me want to change. Because when I was young, I used to go out every Friday night and want to just, do as much as I could to debilitate myself or, have fun, as they say. My dad would always say, be happy. I'm really happy right now. Yeah, I get it. We all know what happy can mean. But the hardest thing is it's to him, he knows because he hears it. And you think people don't hear it when they have everybody in their life, every loved one they have telling them what they should do. You could only yell so much at somebody who's deaf. They're still ain't going to hear you. Oh, Les, you taught me so much, buddy. So he hears it from everywhere. He tells it to himself. The mirror is you're going to be your biggest enemy. I know it was mine. It still is. I've hated the way I look my whole life. Anyway. If he doesn't care if he dies and he's got all that he already knows he needs to do, including a son that needs him. I mean, you have a 4 or 5-year-old son. You know he needs you. And you're in the spot doing the stuff. I mean, so it gets to a point where you're in a dark place. I said it best to some of my students today. We're in this ocean already. I'm in the lighthouse for you. I'm always there. My light is shining bright. I've been there doing it for a while. Someone made me this shirt. I got my light. I'm shining bright. I've helped you build boats. I've given you fishing poles. I've given you life rafts. I've given you ropes. You got to go out and get each other. There are people drowning out there. Drowning. And this mentor training goes far. And I'm hoping you're hearing me out there. I know some of you are. And the thing is, we wake up every day and you have time and you have change to figure it out. We all have time and change, 24 hours, and all this change, the weather, the mood you have. Everyone's got the mood. Everyone's got these feelings, and everyone's got feelings around them, where you live, who you're with, what's around you, the work you're in, where you got to go, the commute, the cars that are around you, every single surrounding environment. I mean, it all matters. All of it matters. Because the emanating sources in the brains of the people around you matter. All that energy matters. If you're sitting in a fog, it's going to matter. Matter matters. If it's gray matter, it matters. Tainted matter matters. It's going to be all over you. But if you can elevate and visualize yourself in a better place and get to this greater place, get it all away from you. And it won't matter. Choose that change and use that time. You see, billionaires, millionaires, they're 5%ers. Me, Les Brown, my main man's in them, 1%ers. The rest of everybody in that leadership success summit who just gave me this launch. My bad, I didn't buy anything. I knew I didn't need to. I just needed to come and check y'all out just to make sure and validate these thoughts that I've been grooming by myself. You know, I'm a self-made entrepreneur. Wolverine. Grew up in Lakewood, had a great family, but lonely. You know, I always said, loneliness is being together while you're alone. I always loved bringing my family together because then I knew everyone was okay. But let me be Saturn. I just want to revolve around you like the sun. I'm the sun, you revolve around me. Sorry. You know what I mean, though. Jason. I guess I always had it all wrong, maybe. Maybe I always thought I was revolving around everybody, but maybe they revolve around me. See, you're teaching me something as I teach you. Oh, interesting. But anyway, so Nikki, if you're here, I love you, buddy, and I hope you're living today as your best day, because if it isn't your best day, you're wrong. Every day is your best day, and if you don't believe me, try missing one. Thank you, Les Brown, for that little ditty. But the best thing, I think, if I want to duplicate you, Les, I got to help communicate. I want to be a communicator, and that's what I do best. I communicate to these kids every day and all my mentors. So I'm going to communicate to duplicate. So I'm going to keep communicating here. So, you know, when you're living in this fog, and I talked to my dad about this, you know, he's talking about how depressed he is in his 70s. He deals with depression, and he's just, you know, he drinks too, so he gets depressed, and he works at the flea market too, and that's a wicked pool of depression if you've ever been to one of those places. Not to mention they're usually in the the realms of like the backwoods or like near electric lines and stuff, and it's a lot of radiation there, so it's affecting the people there. They don't realize it, and if they work there every weekend for 40 years, I mean that's a lot of weekends. 8 hours a week, 8 hours a day for 2 days a weekend. It's sometimes a lot of hours. They don't realize the time they spend in these radiated wastelands. Anyway, when you're in these fields of energy that are either negative or positive, you can choose which one to be in, like a radio station, like a XM radio, whatever channel on TV or whatever. Just choose the channel. Neuroscience states, Jake, thank you, Jack Canfield, in the last summit for putting my awareness, and the key to life is awareness. For raising my awareness to the neuroscience out there, that these positive thoughts can travel up to 250,000 miles. That's so amazing. I knew this was there again. My awareness was there. You revalidated it. Thank you. Hopefully, I'm just raising someone's awareness. Like, no way. Mr. Miller message. No way. Hopefully, I just planted a seed, whether of greatness or in doubt. Go and find it out. Whether I plant a seed for you, whether in greatness or in doubt, go and find it out. I'm going to write that down so I don't forget it. When I plant a seed for you, whether in greatness or in doubt, go and find it out. Awesome. I like that one. So I don't know if anyone's here still. I know I might be the only one. I don't even know. It says one. That might just be me. I don't know if people can pop in and out of here. I said it's public. But I want to thank Amelia. I don't want to say the last name, but if you know, you are here. It's thanks to you that we're here. You know, it's thanks to a lot of my kids. I even do a lot of the work I do. You know, I battle with depression and, you know, a lot of mental illness myself, a lot of rage. Just like the Hulk says, I'm angry all the time. He just got better at controlling it. That's where I'm at now in my life. Way better at controlling it. Obviously, here I am. You know, there was a time where I almost didn't control it. I've gotten help, you know, medicated now, gotten a lot of help. People don't want to talk about it. And I've been open with my students. You know, if you need help, talk to somebody, express yourself. Because, you know, mental illness starts, and it's, you don't have to call it mental illness. Let's not call it something like that. Let's just call it self-doubt, fear, anxiety. Let's just call it those three things. And when we're young, it can turn into a lot of different things. Repress anger. So I feel like you have to be careful for that. And if we're, as a mentor in training, the earlier we can be aware to that, the quicker the initiatives. And I'm not talking about with teams and with any kind of groups or anything. Very simple, basic, homegrown initiatives. Meaning, in the hypothetical sense, not where certain people's fixed mind state goes. For example, as the PE teacher to many young kids, and why you'll see a lot of kids that wanted me to do this. When I have them in class, I get them so active, but only in their down times when they're catching their breath, and their games are so inclusive away from normal competition with themselves is where I take it. And that's why they have so much effort. And by the end of the class, they're like never caring about who won. They don't even have time to, because we only have 40 minutes or 30 minutes. So normally most PE teachers have classes where it's all competition driven, and it's totally different. And just programs are engineered that way in general. The world's engineered that way in general. So the point is, the mentor mantra is all about being aware to when those things are set in place and trying to shift the focus. And when that focus is shifted to being more non-competitively based, then the ones that are normally turned off to competition can flourish. Here's an example. So I was getting thrown off because I feel like somebody, and it's good. I think my son's watching. It's good that he can learn, young grasshopper. So when I get the normal class, if I was to do a sport or a really competitive game, like a two-sided game, where there's like a dodgeball or a two-team game, or a sport where you're obviously playing with two teams, or just focusing on one sport, you're going to usually get 1/3 of the class that doesn't want to do anything, which is why when you get to high school, you usually have 1/3 of the class that is groomed to not want to participate. Look at the stats. Think about yourself. Really think. I know myself, I didn't like my gym teacher. It was one of the reasons why I got the job I did. Made fun of me. Anyway. So the 1/3 that doesn't want to do anything will now, if I take any lesson and focus on them, and I think, okay, what would they want to do? Well, I know they're fast because I see they have human potential. Well, I know they want to show that off. They never get a chance to. Well, they have coordination. They just never get a chance to use it. So I try to create games that they can flourish and show that off. And then the other ones will adapt and mold to that. That's what I'm trying to say. So the whole mentor mantra is just taking away that competitive edge that the others have. I don't want to get off the topic here talking about PE, so let me get off of that. The whole idea today was to try to make sure we look out for each other, and I was doing this really to try to just say that it's all about taking your time to choose every moment for greatness at that moment. I was sitting with my son before, and he had this tablet and he was dead. was tapping it. I said, "Why is it dead? It won't wake up. How do I get it to be not dead?" And he said, make it not dead. And I said, "I can't." And once you're dead, then you don't have a choice. And that's a tough thing to settle on. And I'm religious a little bit. I am Catholic, but I'm more spiritual. And spiritual people are different in a sense that and Les Brown said it best. We're not that scared of hell because we've been through it. And some of you have been brought back for a reason. You've been to hell. You've seen it. And you know, I'm real scared of meeting the person I should have been. And that's what they say hell could be. Meeting the person you were supposed to become when you die. And I don't want my son slapping me, wondering if I'm going to come back to life. So make that choice. Do it or don't. And you can change your world and somebody else's. Throw the boulder or don't. David had that choice to face Goliath or not. Such a great analogy that they've been using at the summit. He could have run from Goliath. He could have bounced. Boo! What? Who's coming? Me? You want me? You want me to face this guy? Whoa. You must be out your mind. You want me to face this guy? Whoa. I'm gone. Not me. But he chose not only to stay, there was no gray area. Remember, life, God does not want a gray area. Miles Monroe said, no gray area. God doesn't want you to have a gray area. God wants you to choose. It's okay if you choose no. That means you don't want. You know you're not ready. I know I don't want to go there. I know I don't want that peer pressure. I know I don't want to try that drug. I know I don't want to go that way. I know I don't want to go down that path. That's good. Have that bravery. Have that courage. Maybe there's fear. Fear sometimes is false evidence of being real. Sometimes it's real. There's heroin down that alley. Don't go down there. That's real. I have evidence, but sometimes it is false. Know the difference. That's courage and bravery. And without fear, we wouldn't know the difference. So we need to know the difference. And that's when you know it and you show it and you go and do it. And when you do it and you go to it. So knowing to go and knowing not to go is good. The gray area is not. So have that courage. Or don't. Either is good and better than the maybe. That was good. So I only have a few minutes left. Just remember the power of 3 minutes. And this will be in our next week. Every Friday, 4:30. Because I know you want to go do your thing at around 5 o'clock. But you might be driving home right now. You could click on YouTube and listen to me. You can maybe put this on right before you get to your happy hour, before you do too much, damage or whatever you call it. Happiness. I know. Happiness comes in a lot of fake forms and real forms. Know the difference. I have plenty of my own afflictions. Don't get me wrong. But you are helping me get better. And I always say, help someone to help yourself. And I'm hoping me doing this could be helping someone else because I'm trying to be my best. And me being my best is doing something for someone else because I am love and I love all of you. And I know there might be no one out there except myself. And it's important to love myself because I haven't done that much ever. I've loved myself the least out of everyone else. It's important. This is probably the best day for that. I've never really done that. I just started loving myself. It's a big day. Big day. And every day should be your best day. And if it's not, make it better by helping someone else. Because it should be your best day. Try missing one. I've almost missed a few. And I'm glad I didn't. I love you all very much. And I thank you for giving me this start. This is a brand new start. History in the making, as they say. Historical. Might have been just me. That's okay. It was a start. I thank you for giving me this chance. I love you all very much. See you again soon.